Bitcoin coming closer and closer to our main level of interest here and deeper into our BOC and our most likely targets for wave 4. Let's dive in and talk about it. So in the last video, we were speculating that we would get a move up here deeper into our BOC and the most likely targets for a wave 4. Now, most likely targets for a wave 4 I went over in the last video. So if you want to see my larger count and all that stuff, please go check that out. But right now we are on the level of the wave 4. We have the fibs here. We have the downtrending channel line of the base channel. And we have a level of interest. Now we're just starting to get into this area, wicks, over on the left-hand side. When we come to levels of interest, we like to give it a nice little cushion. Since the market is a little bit messy, it can punch through a little bit and then start moving away from this level. Just test it, clear out all of the orders and everything up here. Right now, I am looking for an entry on the more aggressive side, but I'll show you what I'm thinking here at the smaller degree, since we did have this move up. I think this could be a potential double zigzag still. It might be an impulse as well, but we'll look at that when we dive in. First thing we have to do is we're going to use our entry model up here and look for entries on the way down. Because this is a potential for a double zigzag, that could mean we have to revisit what we think our 2 is up here. If it's a flat, this would fit perfectly as a sharp corrective move here. If it's a zigzag up there, this could be just the start, and it's just a guideline. So either way, if this completes as a pattern we recognize, playing it up here is not a bad idea because you get the best risk reward. And if this is just a subwave of a larger degree sideways move, you're in here at the top. If this is the end of the pattern that we're looking for, then we're going to get the drop. So this is advantageous to look in Elliott Wave because in either way, the direction is now shifted to down potentially. We have to look for proof of that, and we'll look for proof of that at the smaller degree. But right now, I am hunting and tracking and looking for entries here at this level and setting up a trade plan. Let's go ahead and dive in a little bit deeper and take a look at the smaller degree and see what we can find there. All right, the first thing I want to look at here is our Elliott Wave cheat sheet. So I'm going to warn you, it might be a little bit of a flashbang effect here. I'm not going to turn it up all the way, but just enough we can read it. So this is one of the Elliott Wave cheat sheets that we have in the Discord. If you want to come check it out, join the TDU Discord. You get this for free, the first step. So come join us in the Discord if you like. But I just wanted to highlight what I'm looking for, what I was looking for initially in Bitcoin, and here it is here. So in a sharp double zigzag, we're looking for these swings on A, B, C for the W, an X wave, and another A, B, C for another zigzag. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swings. And in the way of X, pretty much have any kind of correction in Elliott Wave that we can think of. So we're looking for these corrections in here to offset this. And we're looking for a break of the base channel here. These are the swings I'm looking for, and we're looking for a break of the base channel as well. You can see that we have the swings that are necessary. Now, the PA in here is not the greatest, and it's not the most ideal, I would say. So there is some question what's going on here, but we do have the basics. We have 1, 2, 3, X, 1, 2, 3. Now, this could still be rolling. Again, we have some ambiguity here, which is never good when we're looking for a trade. But right now, if we just zoom out and look at this pattern, we have the basics for a double zigzag. I just want to double check this real quick. So as you can see, even here, if this was the ABC, we broke the base channel pretty easily here since this was such a lazy move. So everything's adding up for a double zigzag. There is an alternate count, but I think first thing we have to consider is, do we think this is done? With all this ambiguity in here, it's hard to know for sure. One thing I am looking at is that we have a potential triangle in the X wave, and that could be a possible way to explain what's going on in here, is that we have a triangle here in the X wave, and we're still looking for some more moves. So it'd be W, ABC for the W, X with this triangle, and then we have the A wave of the Y, and then we're coming down for another zigzag or corrective move down in a wave B, and then one more sweep up. Now, anytime we come to having a completed impulse or a suspected completed impulse, directional bias is changing. And the longer we get into this impulse, the more we have to think that directional is going to change up here with this level. Rejecting from here, and we have a suspected completed impulse here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the fifth wave move up there. So I'm watching for this retrace here. I'm going to be playing the re-C setup. Go check that out. It's on YouTube as a post, so you can be able to see what my entry model is for up here. Right now, I think we have a pretty good looking impulse down. I'm going to be looking for a retrace here and then a move back down. Maybe to revisit this area down here and to bounce off of our level of interest that we had. Now, there's another way to count this besides the WXY. I'll just throw this on here so we can all see it. The other pattern I'm seeing here is less likely, I would definitely say. So we have to take this one with a grain of salt, but it could be a 1, 2, 3, triangle 4, 5. And I would suggest that this is a triangle because of the volume. We have a little bit of a decreasing volume here, and we get the pop as soon as we get the pop of this downtrend line here. And we get a post-triangle thrust. All right, I went ahead and labeled this out, and we did end up hitting a post-triangle thrust measurement here. Basically, how I measure that is you take the widest part of the triangle here, so the orthodox of the wave A here, off of the BD trend line, and then we hit the orthodox start of the A wave here. We measure it off of the AC trend line there. So basically what we have, you can see my little anchors there. So we got the widest part of the triangle, and we measure off of the wave E, and that gives us a pulse triangle thrust measurement of 1. And that's what we've included here. Does that mean for sure that it's a triangle? Definitely not, but it's definitely very interesting. And that's how you measure for the pulse triangle thrust. Now, typically for a pulse triangle thrust, we're only looking for that in wave 4s. Wave Bs or Xs or anything like that, we really just want to measure it the same way as we would any other zigzag. So we would take the length of the primary actionary wave and then measure off the orthodox end of the triangle and look for relationships that way, either a 1-to-1 or 1-to-618, something to that effect. We're not really looking for a pulse triangle thrust. So what I'm getting at is that we might have some kind of impulse complete up here. We do get a little bit of overlap, but not the orthodox portion of the waves. So this still is a possibility. It's not technically invalid. It's ugly as hell, and I wouldn't count on it. But I could definitely see some of the more bullish Elliotticians out there labeling it like this and giving everyone hopium and that we're sending it up. And that could be. So even if this is an impulse to move up, or if it's a WXY, I don't really care. I'm looking for a trade here. So completing as a nice impulsive move down here is going to be the first key. Now, can we just send it from there? Of course. But I'm looking for an impulsive move down and then a correction internal to an area of interest, which would be the wave 4 and the golden zone or algo entry zone. So I'm looking for a retrace back to here. We also have our level of interest here at 91.5. So we have some things stacking up here where we could see a potential bounce down. If we do end up going higher, we're just going deeper into most likely territory. We still have this inner parallel here for the base channel that could play as resistance as well. So I'm not sure if it's 100% over yet, but I am looking for an entry up there. But we'll have to see if the price prints. Again, I went over this last time. Just because we're in an area of interest and we react out of that area of interest or level of interest doesn't mean the game's over. We still have to wait for that impulsive move to prove to us that the market wants to change and that internal retracement before we get potential for a continuation. Because again, nothing's given in the market as we saw in the last video. I was expecting us to go sideways underneath here and not be able to break above this. We're still testing this area and that could still be going on. I did have this as my area of interest before, and I did think we were going to move up here, but I also thought we might do a little bit more sideways. We are getting some nice kind of offset for our wave 2 here. This is definitely the larger degree, and I think it's starting to match that higher degree 2 up there, but it's going deeper and it's coming in as a double zigzag. So again, either this is completing and I'll have to change my wave 2 to a flat, and then we have the offset here as a sharp correction in the wave 4, or this is still just the subwave of a wave 4, and this is just the A wave, let's say. Because this is getting so big, I think having another 2 subwaves come in is going to be a little bit bigger than I'd like. If this is the end of it, or if this is just the subwave of a larger degree wave 4, right now, my directional bias is down. We played the 3C entry down here, so we got a nice entry in here. So I'm just holding on to that. I'm going to move my stop up, and I've already taken profit in this area. I've added here, and then I took profit up here again, just in case this thing does turn around. And that way, I've taken profit. I've made a profit off the trade, and if this just keeps running, then it's going to keep running. And that's what I want to circle back to is even though I wasn't 100% correct here that we were going to be going sideways, it didn't really matter too much because when it comes to trading, I don't care if I get the wave count right 100% of the time. It's going to be impossible. First of all, as an alienitian and as human beings in general, we want to be right 100% of the time. But when it comes to trading, I don't care if I'm right about the Elliott wave count, just as long as the pivots hold. That's all I care about. And I can always readjust the wave count after the price action prints, and I'll still have money in my pocket as well from taking profit and from the levels holding that Elliott wave clued me into. This could be the end, and we could be starting to come back down. I'm not taking any bullish things off the table. I still think if we come down correctively and bounce off of this level, as you can see, it's played as support here, resistance. We've played resistance here. So if it comes back down to this level, I'm going to be watching for it to play as support, and that might be enough to send us up. The other option is that we have some kind of 1-2 here, and then we're sending it up higher. But this PA is kind of junk. Again, Super Bull is going to put a count on it. It might work out. Super Bear is going to put a count on it. It might work out. But in my opinion, it's questionable. It could go either way. That doesn't mean we can't play it when clarity does show itself. That's all I got for today. If you like this and you want to learn more, definitely come check out the 50% off sale at Trade Devils University here. If you just want to check it out, there's a free course you can take and see if you like the delivery and everything. And if you like that, you can go from there and learn more. All right, that's what I'm seeing in the price action today. But as always, just rolling with the waves. If you have any questions, thoughts, or disagreements, drop a comment below. I read them all. If you enjoy this kind of Elliott Wave breakdown or picked up something new, a like or subscribe would really help me out. Trade safe, trade clarity. Take it easy. Later.